Willkommen zurück zu Dragon Age Inquisition. Die letzte Folge war ja sehr unterhaltungsstark, ne? Viel Cassandra, ein bisschen Cullen, der da so ein wenig Zweifel daran hatte, ob er jetzt nun wirklich weiter ohne Lyrium auskommt oder nicht. Aber ich hoffe, wir haben dann davon überzeugen können, dass es auch ohne geht. Es muss nicht sein, dass er da hier wieder süchtig wird, nur weil er jetzt ein bisschen Zweifel hat. Jetzt machen wir hier noch ein bisschen Thronschau. Und dann geht's an die War Table, damit wir hier weiterkommen.
Before you is Service of the Minrathous Circle of Magi. You met him and his Venatori in the western approach. He admits to working for Corypheus, raising monsters and using magic for conquest. He also used his connections to smuggle magical artifacts out of the approach, without his master's consent.
You're lucky. If I hadn't caught you, Corypheus would have.
I was hired by a third party. I've no loyalty to him. Might you find that useful, your worship?
Der wird aber ganz klein
Are
laut.
you attempting to bargain with us?
Bargain? I plead. I throw myself on your mercy. I also have friends in Tevinter who owe me large debts. Leave what happened in the approach behind us, Inquisitor, and I can put them all at your disposal.
Okay, nachdem da On Probation noch mit dabei steht, hätte ich mal gesagt, na gut, schauen wir mal, was da hinten rauskommt. Sind wir mal in dem Fall nicht so.
Liliana will assign agents to you. I expect them to inform me that you have been forthright. If you want redemption, you'll have to earn it.
I can more than pay my keep, Inquisitor. Thank you.
Na gut, so. Dann aber, warte mal, wer steht denn jetzt hier? Achso. Na, mit der können wir hier auf dem Weg zum War-Dings da mal kurz quatschen. Oh, da gibt's auch was.
Inquisitor, I must speak with you.
What is it?
I must explain something first about the Montiliers' fortunes. My family made their fortune as traders in Antiva until a scandal exiled us from Orlais some ages ago. It's devastated our finances. The Montiliers have, in fact, been in debt for over 100 years.
I had no idea your family's situation was so precarious.
Hardly anyone outside the family does. For generations, we've done everything to keep creditors at bay. Sold our lands to stave off interest. It is infuriating to see my family still reduced to this. I'm to become head of our house. If I sell any more of our land, my family will become destitute. That cannot be my legacy to them.
Most people worry about their next meal. Never mind an estate.
I'm not blind, but I worry for my family. My foolish sister Yvette with her daydreams. My brothers trying to rebuild our fleet with their own hands. Is it wrong to hope they never know hardship?
So you're going to torture yourself over your ancestors' mistakes?
No, but I'd made such progress. I negotiated a chance to reinstate the Montiliers as landed traders in Orlais. We could rebuild with that. But when I dispatched paperwork to Val Royeaux,
Da waren wir erst.
I've just learned my carriers were murdered. And the documents restoring my family's trading status destroyed.
Who hates the Montiliers enough to do that?
Leliana made inquiries that bore success. Comte Boisvert, a nobleman in Val Royeaux, claims to know who killed my messengers. He has a request that you come when I meet him, so he's seen publicly conferring with you.
I hope the Comte isn't making up information just to be seen with me.
I will take full responsibility if that's the case, Inquisitor.
Ja, und was bringt
I
das?
must know who killed my couriers just to harm my family.
Ja, das kann ich natürlich nicht abschlagen, ey. Na komm schon, ey, dann machen wir das jetzt hier. Nee, da kann ich nicht hin. Dann gehe ich halt dahin. Ach, der gefällt's doch da bestimmt. Und so. Bevor wir in den War Room gehen. Vielleicht ist das ja hier nichts Großes. Das ist einfach nur so ein kleines Zwischending. Das wäre doch ganz nett. Na? Ich sagte, na? Mach jetzt hin. Ah, sehr schön.
How odd that more men show up at the manor to speak with you.
So the mages are back in line, and the Templars are mad as rabbits?
Blessing.
So, das muss jetzt ja hier irgendwo sein. Ah, hier.
Do you know where this noble wanted to meet us?
I do. The Comte Boisvert invited us to his mansion, not far from here. I pray he clears up the deaths of my messengers, as promised.
Lead the way.
Schon wieder ein Ladebildschirm. Mensch. Ja, mal gucken, ob das jetzt nur... Vielleicht ist das ein Hinterhalt. Vielleicht will der einfach wirklich nur so ein bisschen Publicity. Eventuell kann der wirklich helfen. Fragen über Fragen. Oh, und da kommen die Antworten.
Welcome, my friend.
Thank you for seeing us, Comte Boisvert.
The honor is mine. Please, sit.
Ich mag den jetzt schon
An
nicht.
honor to assist two such distinguished guests.
We appreciate your help, Comte.
The death of Lady Montily's servants must weigh heavily on you. Have you heard of the House of Repose?
The Assassin's League?
My contacts obtained a copy of a document in the archives. Contract for life.
The House of Repose is hereby sworn to eliminate anyone attempting to overturn the Montiliers' trading exile in Orlais.
Who's sending these assassins?
The contract was signed by a noble family. The Du Paraquets.
But the Du Paraquets died out as a noble line over 60 years ago.
Indeed. But the contract was signed 109 years ago.
How can a family try to kill you after they died out?
The Du Paraquets were our rivals. They drove the Montiliers from Val Royal. This contract was drawn up over 100 years ago, but it wasn't invoked until I tried to overturn my family's exile.
Unpleasant though it may be, the House of Repose is merely fulfilling its contractual duties.
If the people who wanted your family dead are gone, why are the assassins still after you?
A contract is a contract, Inquisitor. Orlesian businesses live and die by their reputations. The entire guild's welfare would be endangered if an agreement was tossed aside on a whim of time or fate.
She's quite right, Your Worship. The House of Repose is doing what it feels necessary, by its standards.
I assume you have a thought or two on this, Josephine.
The Du Paraquets still have descendants under the common branch. If we elevate them to nobility, a Du Paraquet could annul the contract on my life.
That will take time, Lady Montilier. Time during which the House of Repose will be obliged to hunt you.
Will they now? You are exceedingly well informed. You're not to have said you'd heard rumors, at best.
A bit of subterfuge. This contract on your life is an ugly business. One the House of Repose deeply regrets. But this is Orlais. Even an assassin's word is his bond.
I thought you were remarkably well informed about a secret assassin's guild.
We are hardly secret, my dear Inquisitor, just normally much more reclusive. The contract on Lady Montily's life is so unusual, we felt the courtesy of an explanation was in order.
It is appreciated, monsieur.
Your idea to seek out the Duparequet to revoke our orders is an interesting one. I wish you luck. I did not come to shed blood today, Inquisitor. Only to speak. Might I pass?
Nein, so eine Summe vom Charakter her nicht.
Why warn us about your contract and let us go?
In Orlais, it is only decent to inform those involved in a contract when extraordinary circumstances conspire.
And the guild's reputation would suffer if you ignored the contract. I quite understand.
Thank you, my lady. May we conclude with my departure?
Verbissez-toi.
Good day, your worship. My lady, I pray we'd never meet again.
Okay, das ist auf der einen Seite ehrenvoll, auf der anderen Seite total bescheuert. So, und nu?
Well, I didn't think our meeting would end like this.
We'll deal with these assassins.
I have some thoughts. Let's discuss them back at Skyhold. I'll feel safer with the castle's walls around me.
Okay, Mama. Das ist dann doch ein etwas längeres Ding, aber interessant gemacht, also in der Tat, ne? So eine blödsinnige Idee muss man erstmal kommen. Ja, ist jetzt aber dumm, weil das ist jetzt innerhalb von 12 Minuten der dritte Ladebildschirm. Ja, komm, krieg dich ein. Jetzt. So, da sind wir. Also. Dann wollen wir doch mal gucken. So, Türen auftreten. Oh, wer bist denn du?
I'm so sorry, Inquisitor. I never thought my family's trading status would trap us in an assassin's plot.
Between our soldiers and spies, Skyhold's safer than anywhere else in Thedas.
Yet the problem persists. I've tracked down the last Duparequets. If they become gentry, they can annul the contract on my life. We'll require a noble from Val Royaux to sponsor them, a judge to provide documents, a minister to ratify them.
It's so like you to take the longest course of action, even when your life is at stake.
I assume you already know everything about this mess.
There is a faster way, Josephine. The original contract on your life is in the vaults of the House of Repose. If my agents infiltrate it and destroy the original, the assassin will have no obligation to take it.
Liliana, please. I want no more bloodshed over a personal affair.
Don't be so stubborn, Josie. How long will it take you to gather these favors in Val Royaux?
If destroying the original contract will satisfy the guild, I say we do it.
But I'm sure my plan will work, Inquisitor.
Whatever happens, I'll assign you more guards. The House of Repose won't be idle long.
I appreciate it, but I still believe elevating the Duparequets will solve this. First, we need to perform some favors in Val Royaux. I'd be happy to discuss where we could begin.
Liliana, nein, ich finde den Plan von der Liliana gut. Das ist auch das richtige Zeitalter dafür. Also, ach, warum laufe ich da eigentlich hin? Ich kann doch schnell reisen. So, was? Was wollte der denn da hinten? So, du, hier, also. Ach, das ist gar nicht hier.
I'll leave you to your work.
Ach, das ist alles, ach, immer dieser Table-Scheiß. Mensch, ist doch viel einfacher, wenn ich mit den Leuten rede. Bam. Bam. Trete ich die Türen ein. Bam. Mit der Nase. Deswegen ist die auch so platt. Na gut. So, da links sehe ich ein Ausrufezeichen. 2 sogar. Was haben wir denn hier gemacht? The Hunter Shade Dragolis. The creature has been cornered and saddled. The nippings were severe. Achso, ein neues Reittier. Ja, supi. Western Approach. Resources. Our shipment has arrived. Mushrooms. Na toll. All the glitters. Jetzt schauen wir mal. Improving Morale. Available. Emerald Graves, Abri du Lion, da muss ich hin auf jeden Fall. Das weiß ich gerade nicht. Was ist das hier? Nee, das lasse ich jetzt einmal. Das hier sind alles noch Sachen, die ich machen kann, ey. Exalted Plains, muss ich da auch hin? Ich weiß, dass ich hier hin muss. Ach, ist das so viel, ey. Total überfordert. So, okay. A favor returned. The Winter Palace, your presence on court is like the emergence of the first lilies in spring. The spirit of friendship, blah, 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 blah. You may be aware that King Wilhelm of the Underfells is about to celebrate the 3rd birthday of his only son, Prince Baldwin. The festivities will be quite lavish and representatives from nearly every court in theaters will be bringing gifts. Wilhelm is an exceedingly pious man, even for an end. Mach das jetzt einfach.
No, I suspect he keeps the reason secret, even from his inner circle.
The service. Ach, diese da. The Venator who offered to help the Inquisition after his capture has provided a tip on the whereabouts of some old magical artifacts he's shipped out of the Western Approach. He claims he requires a small squadron of helpers. Na gut, Liliana, das ist genau richtig für dich. Busy. A letter on dark vellum, dwarven markings, a hole in the surface's precious sky. Not our concern, but the thing that did it. If this magister shit really brought the blight and the darkspawn, we are no friend of that. Follow these instructions and you'll catch your enemy sleeping. Tell your soldiers not to leave the main tunnel. That's your only warning. Okay.
Alright.
Gut, dann seid ihr hier oben beschäftigt und wir zischen mal hier hin. Connections. Was auch immer, kostet 20 Power, aber da müssen wir rein. Also, the hills of Empris du Lion are in peril. A maid servant recently returned from visiting an uncle in Sassania spoke of gruff, helmeted men about the village quarry and the appearance of strange red crystals in the fields close by. I suspected red lyrium and sent men to investigate, but the bridges leading to the area had all been destroyed. The Red Templars' handiwork, I wager. If we do not act quickly, all of the highlands may be lost. I wish I bore fairer tidings, my dear. My warmest regards to your family. I pray for the quelling of these winter winds of chaos, that we may meet again in springtime. Wartet mal, bevor ich das mache. Ich will jetzt hier mal schnell... So, kann man das hier schneller überspringen? Komm. So. Das da. Care Oswin. Was war das denn? Das machen wir einen anderen Mal. Emerald Graves. Das war das andere. Okay. Und Exalted Plains auch. Das wollte ich nur wissen. Meine Güte, ist das viel. Also warte mal, wir haben jetzt hier schon die ganze Zeit hier zu tun. Da, Emerald Graves. So, das machen wir jetzt. Kostet auch nur 8 Power. Ja, das ist noch eine von den früheren. Nee. Ja, das bin ich. Okay. We've been contacted by a Fairbanks who says he has information of value to the Inquisition. He offers a trade, the information in exchange for the Inquisition's help in eliminating a dangerous rebel band, calling themselves the Freemen of the Dales. Oh, Dalish Elfen. There have been reported sightings of these rebels all over the Dales, where they have caused significant problems for Orlesian troops. Uprooting them could be a good move for us. First, let us see what Fairbanks has to say. He is hiding out somewhere in the Emerald Graves, a legendary Dalish forest. Ooh. My spies report that he is well acquainted with the area and its terrain. He could prove a useful asset if we choose to trust him. Ein Wald, das ist doch mal was Neues. Das machen wir auf jeden Fall. So, Okay, Lead Scout Harding. Had a run-in with the rebel freemen of the Dales. They are as violent as we've been led to believe. As for Fairbanks, Harding was unable to coax much from him. He will only share what he knows with the Herald of Andrasta, it seems. Na gut. Jupp. Und zwar, das könnte vielleicht haben die was zu erzählen, so sich gegenseitig. Und ja. So wegen dem Buch und so. Wäre ja ganz witzig. Okay, und ich sage jetzt hier an der Stelle tschö mit Ö und beim nächsten Mal gucken wir uns da einfach mal um und machen da alles platt, was wir finden. Also, ciao.